Hey guys, this is a replay review of corruptplex playing on solo LS Defender. I got his permission to use his gameplay as an example, and let me just do a disclaimer because this is the first time I'm doing this. In no way am I hating on any of the players that are in this game. This video is, the purpose is to learn something new from all these players, so that if you see me pointing out any mistakes or what they did wrong, I'm not hating. I'm trying to point out what's wrong so we can improve in the future. So with that out of the way, let's watch. So he horses to the left side to go pick, but there's a shaman right there that comes to dismounts him. If it's a shaman, all three shaman specs have a ability that just insta dismounts you, like the 2 chains and then earthen spike. So you're not going to be able to dodge his dismount. I would just run through him and just get to the flag faster because, yeah, you're not going to be able to dodge the dismount. But luckily, I'm also playing defender and I get the flag out, and then I just run main. Right here, when you V'd me, you stood inside me, and you basically took 1.5 times damage from the fireballs because Ash is aiming at me and then you just stood right there. So I would V'd here and then just don't move towards me, just move to the side so that you don't have to take the damage that's directed at me. So right here, I decide to clash with corruptplex, clash with Shizer, sorry. And then we basically get a free run to the base and we cap. That was a good knock from corruptplex. On this entire flag run, I didn't see you use your knockback abilities a single time for the entire run. There are some places that I would use them, like, let me see. You could use your ground slam right here to knock back the 2 shamans. You could probably, yeah, you could use your wave and your slam here to push Shizer back into our team. And then as we're running up this tunnel, use your slam again if you have it to knock everybody back. In this situation, it didn't end up mattering because this game was kind of a stomp, but in a more balanced game, the difference between using your knockbacks and not using them can determine if you get to the base and you cap or not. So I wouldn't hold on to your knockback abilities as much. There's good opportunities to use them on this flag run. And then additionally, on this run, you didn't strike anybody. So if I go back a little bit here, basically from now until you get to the base, you didn't strike. You're sitting on full energy the entire time, and that's pretty much just a waste of energy because you could have regenerated it by the time you get here. So I would just try and strike 1 or 2 people. Okay, now you're striking, but you know, on this whole run you didn't strike anybody. So I would just strike 1 or 2 people. You don't need to commit to striking all your energy to one person. Just try and use 1 strike or 2 strikes, wait for your energy to regen and use another one. You can apply wounding, deal some damage, and also on this flag run, if you're gonna wound somebody, I would also focus the healers because it can be really detrimental to their healing and keeping themselves alive, and the spirit guard because spirit guard relies a lot on healing. But basically, we just get to the flag and we cap. So I'm gonna skip ahead here. Also right here, when you get dismounted by Lit Phoenix, you should also strike there because he's in a free position to strike. There's no danger in front of you, so just striking him once or twice just uses your energy wisely. You're not going to be wasting it, and by the time somebody meets you into the base, you'll have full energy again. So there's no reason not to strike him there. So again, you're not striking anybody on this flag run. You're sitting on full energy and like wasting your energy. You never want to be sitting on full energy. And also, if you are going to strike, I would definitely strike the SG right in front of you Zetters. And then you're not using your knockbacks either. Okay, use them there, which was good. Right as you got up to the ramp, but you could probably use them a bit earlier and you would have them by the time you get over here. So like, right as you get up to the middle of the map, probably right here, you could start using them and then you'll have them again up there. And then also, another thing you're doing is, you're in F5 a lot, which is great because you're looking at everybody and you have a large amount of awareness of everyone's position, but you are trading your situational awareness for also meleeing. And I know you're not meleeing because you aren't striking. You aren't really hitting anybody. But you should be striking, and because you're striking, you should be meleeing to get the energy back, to get more strikes. So what I like to do is just swap in and out of F5 a bunch. I kind of spam it on my keyboard. It looks like I'm having a seizure when you watch my gameplay because of the amount of like back and forth I do. But basically, like, you're just running through them, but you're not hitting anybody. It's like maybe I would go in first person mode here, hit Zetters, go back in F5. Maybe land another hit on Zetters because he's right in front of you again. And then go back in F5. And then when you're in the tunnel, I'd go in first person because your visibility is just limited. You can't really see anything. And also here, you're not really fighting back either. You're kind of just letting Ash hit you. And I know you want to run away, but when you're on such low percent and you're also a defender, you're really tanky, you're not going to die here. So I would start fighting Ash and just wound them and get them low. They ended up dying, so it was fine. Right here you ran through respawnless, I think it was, and you didn't strike him once. Let me see. Yeah, it's respawnless. And you're at full energy and he's at like 1k. You can definitely kill him here, but you decide to leave him alive. And then he could have gotten a hit on you, but he didn't. And then here, yeah, you can fight them, but they're dead. In this position, you shouldn't be afraid to just take this fight head on. You're at a low percent, you're playing defender, so you have like 8,000 health, and you know that you outnumber these guys 5-2. So you're not in any danger of dying, pretty much. I would just fight here and just strike them. You're not striking still. And especially because you know you'll have LS soon. There you go, you used it. Yeah, you can keep fighting because you're not gonna die here, I promise. And then that was a really well timed return. Nice Veen. Good knockbacks. Okay, you're doing really well with meleeing and fighting when you don't have the flag. This is something that you should be doing with the flag, though. And we get the cap. Yeah, this game is a stomp. And I think it's pretty much over here. Now we're just going for TDM to end the game. There we go. So you do know how to fight, but it's just that when you're holding the flag, you tend to like hyper focus on being an F5 and like looking at your surroundings. And don't get me wrong, that's great, but you can also be multitasking and you can fight just as much with the flag as when you don't have it. You just have to be a little bit more aware of what's happening around you. When you get up to the high percents, that's when you should start moving away from people and start running away. Don't take as many fights, be less aggressive. But especially on defender, you have melee strikes, you have knockback, so don't be afraid to go in and deal damage.